Captain Lee Minho stood on the bridge of the UES Thundersoul and watched the stars. The ship moved through space like a giant metal whale, its hull dark against the black void. Minho had been a ship captain for 12 years, but he had never commanded anything like this vessel. The Thundersoul was different from other human ships. It was bigger, stronger, and carried weapons that even he did not fully understand. "Captain, we are getting a message from the New Busan colony," said Lieutenant Commander Choi Daeho. He was a thin man with quick eyes who never missed anything important. "They say unknown ships are approaching their system." Minho turned from the window. The bridge of the Thundersoul was filled with screens and lights. His crew worked at their stations, their faces lit by the glow of their computers. These were good people, trained soldiers who had volunteered for this mission even though nobody knew what they might face out here in deep space. "What kind of ships?" Minho asked. "They do not know, sir. The ships are big, much bigger than anything humans have built. The colonists are scared." Dr. Kim Hana looked up from her engineering station. She was a small woman with smart eyes who had designed most of the Thundersoul systems. "Captain, if these are alien ships, this could be first contact. We should be careful." Minho nodded. First contact with alien life had always been a possibility, but most humans thought it would happen differently. They imagined peaceful meetings, trade agreements, maybe scientific exchanges. They did not imagine alien warships showing up at human colonies without warning. "Set course for New Busan," Minho ordered. "Maximum speed." The Thundersoul turned toward the New Busan system. The ship's engines hummed with power, pushing them through space faster than any human ship had traveled before. But even at maximum speed, it would take them 6 hours to reach the colony. 6 hours turned out to be too long. Admiral Park Ji-won was in her office on Earth when the message came through. She was a woman who had spent 40 years in the military, rising through the ranks by being smarter and tougher than everyone around her. The message from New Busan made her blood run cold. The alien ships had not come to talk. They had come to destroy. The colony on New Busan had been home to 50,000 people, farmers, scientists, children, families who had traveled across the galaxy to build a new life on a distant world. The aliens had given them 1 hour to surrender. When the colonists asked what they had done wrong, the aliens said humans had built where they were not wanted. The colonists tried to explain that they had scanned the system carefully. There were no signs of alien life, no claims of ownership, nothing to suggest the world belonged to anyone. The space around New Busan was empty except for the human settlement. The aliens did not care about explanations. After 1 hour, the alien ships opened fire. They did not aim for military targets because there were none. They did not try to capture the colony for strategic value. They simply burned everything that humans had built. The orbital farms, the research stations, the homes where children played. All of it turned to ash and fire. Admiral Park read the final transmission from New Busan as she sat in her dark office. The colony's leader, Mayor Song Kyumin, had sent a simple message before the communications array was destroyed. "Tell Earth we tried to be peaceful. Tell them what happened here. Tell them to remember us." Then the signal died. Park closed her eyes and thought about the families on New Busan. She thought about the children who would never grow up, the dreams that had been turned to smoke. When she opened her eyes again, something had changed in her face. The aliens had made a mistake. They thought destroying one colony would make humans afraid. They did not understand what humans did when someone hurt their family. Captain Minho and his crew arrived at New Busan 12 hours too late. The Thundersoul dropped out of faster-than-light travel to find a dead system. Where the colony had been, there was only wreckage floating in space. Pieces of buildings, fragments of ships, and worst of all, the emergency pods that had held families trying to escape. The aliens had hunted down the escape pods one by one. "Captain," whispered Lieutenant Commander Choi Daeho, "the life signs are all gone. Everyone is dead." Minho stared at the wreckage on his main screen. Dr. Kim Hana was running scans with her instruments, her face pale. The readings told a story that made everyone on the bridge sick. The aliens had not just destroyed the colony quickly. They had taken their time. They had made sure the humans suffered before they died. "Sir," said Petty Officer Kang Minji from her communication station. "I am picking up an alien message. It was left on a broadcast beacon." "Play it," Minho said. The alien voice was cold and mechanical when translated by the ship's computer. "This colony violated Dominion space. The species known as humans will withdraw from all contested systems or face the same fate. This is the only warning you will receive. Submit or be destroyed." The bridge was quiet for a long moment. Then Dr. Kim Hana spoke, her voice barely controlled. "Captain, I am reading massive energy signatures in the wreckage. The aliens used weapons that turned people to vapor. They did not just kill the colonists. They erased them." Minho felt something cold settle in his chest. He had fought in the Mars War, had seen combat and death before. But this was different. This was not war between soldiers. This was slaughter of innocents, done slowly and deliberately to send a message. "Deho," he said quietly. "Send a message. To Admiral Park. Tell her we found New Busan. Tell her what the aliens did here." "Yes, sir. What else should I tell her?" Minho looked at the wreckage one more time. Somewhere in that debris were the remains of families who had only wanted to build a new life among the stars. Children who had been playing in their homes when the alien ships arrived. People who had never hurt anyone, who had never even seen an alien before today. "Tell her the Thunder Soul is ready for orders," Minho said. "Tell her we are ready to show these aliens what happens when they cross humans." The message reached Earth 3 days later. Admiral Park read it in her office, then walked to the window that looked out over the shipyards. In the distance, she could see more ships like the Thunder Soul under construction. The aliens thought humans were weak because they had no empire, no conquered worlds, no slave species working for them. The aliens were about to learn that humans were not weak. They were just very, very careful about picking their fights. But when someone murdered their children, humans stopped being careful. They became something much more dangerous. Park opened a communication channel to every human ship, station, and colony in the galaxy. Her message was simple and clear. "This is Admiral Park Ji-won of the Human Defense Coalition. The Galactic Dominion has attacked and destroyed the New Busan colony. 50,000 of our people are dead. We tried to be peaceful neighbors. We tried to coexist. They have chosen war instead. So be it. All human forces are now on full alert. Operation Thunderstrike is authorized. Show them what humans do to those who hurt our family." Across human space, ships began to move. The aliens had wanted to send a message with the destruction of New Busan. They had succeeded. The message they sent was that they were willing to murder innocent people to get their way. Now humanity was going to send a message back. 6 months passed after the destruction of New Busan. The Galactic Dominion waited for human retaliation that never came. Their spy networks reported strange activity in human space. Ships disappearing into secret shipyards, colonies going dark, entire systems cutting off communication with the outside galaxy. The Dominion leaders were pleased. They believed the humans had gotten the message and were preparing to surrender. Some of their generals even joked that the primitive species was probably building tribute ships to offer as payment for forgiveness. They were very wrong. Captain Lee Minho walked through the halls of the Thunder Soul and marveled at what his ship had become. 6 months ago, it had been humanity's first attempt at a real warship. Now it was something that defied everything the galaxy thought it knew about warfare and physics. Dr. Kim Hana met him in the main engineering bay. Around them, human and alien technology worked together in ways that should have been impossible. Glowing alien crystals powered human-built reactors, computer systems that learned and adapted controlled weapons that could think for themselves. "The modifications are complete," Hana told him. "The Thunderstrike cannon is now integrated with the alien energy matrices we captured. But Minho, what we have created, it is beyond anything the Dominion has ever seen." Minho looked at the massive weapon that ran through the center of his ship. It did not look like the guns on other human vessels. Those were simple things, metal tubes that fired metal bullets. The Thunderstrike cannon was alive with energy, its alien components humming with power that human engineers had learned to control and improve. "How much more powerful?" he asked. "The test shots in the asteroid belt were at 1% power," Hana said. "At full power, this weapon could crack a moon." Tech specialist Bei Sunho joined them. He was young, barely 25, but he understood the ship's computer systems better than anyone. "Captain, the AI integration is working perfectly. The ship can now think almost as fast as a human, but with the processing power of an alien computer core. It is learning our tactics and improving them." Minho nodded. The Thunder Soul's artificial intelligence was another human innovation. The Dominion used computers, but they were simple tools that followed programmed instructions. Humans had taught their computers to learn, to adapt, to become partners in combat rather than just machines that obeyed orders. "What about the crew?" Minho asked. Commander Yoon Sejin answered from behind them. She was the leader of the ship's marine forces, a woman who had fought in 3 wars and never lost a battle. "The crew is ready, sir. We have been training with the new systems for months. The Marines know every corridor of this ship, every weapon, every way to fight if the aliens try to board us." Dr. Lim Soo-young appeared with a datapad in her hands. She had spent months studying captured alien technology and biology. "Captain, I have finished analyzing the Dominion species. They have some advantages: stronger bodies, faster reflexes in some areas, but they have a critical weakness." "What weakness?" Minho asked. "They do not innovate," Soo-young explained. "Their technology has barely changed in centuries. They build the same ships, use the same tactics, fight the same way their ancestors did. They are powerful, but they are predictable." Minho understood. Humans were different. They never stopped improving, never stopped finding new ways to solve problems. Give a human a stick, and eventually they would figure out how to use it to build a spaceship. Give them alien technology and they would make it better than the aliens ever imagined. The intercom crackled with Admiral Park's voice from Earth. "Thunder Soul, this is Fleet Command. Are you ready for Operation Thunderstrike?" Minho looked around at his crew. These people had worked for 6 months to turn their ship into something unprecedented. They had combined human creativity with alien power to build a weapon that the galaxy had never seen before. More importantly, they had done it all while burning with quiet anger over what happened to New Busan. "Admiral, the Thunder Soul is ready," he replied. "Good. Intelligence reports indicate a Dominion patrol fleet has entered the Kepler system. 12 ships, including 2 heavy cruisers. They are hunting for human colonies to destroy. Stop them." "Understood. What are our rules of engagement?" There was a pause before Admiral Park answered. When she spoke again, her voice was hard as steel. "Captain, these aliens murdered 50,000 innocent people to send us a message. Now we send them one back. No prisoners. No mercy. Show them what humans do to those who hurt our children." The Thunder Soul left its hidden base and entered faster than light travel. As the ship moved through the strange space between dimensions, Minho gathered his senior officers in the briefing room. "The aliens think they know us," he told them. "They think we are weak because we prefer peace. They think we are primitive because our technology looks different from theirs. They are about to learn how wrong they are." Chief Gunner Nam Woo-jin raised his hand. He was the man responsible for firing the Thunderstrike cannon. A quiet soldier, who spoke little but hit everything he aimed at. "Captain, what if they surrender?" Minho thought about the families on New Busan. He thought about children who had been vaporized while playing in their yards. Woo-jin, they had their chance to be reasonable when they chose to murder civilians. Now they get to face the consequences. Dr. Kim Hana checked her instruments. "Captain, all systems are running perfectly. The alien technology has been fully integrated with our weapons. We are no longer just a human ship with human weapons. We are something new." "What are we?" asked Commander Yoon Sejin. Hana smiled, but it was not a pleasant smile. "We are what happens when you give humans alien technology and 6 months to improve it. We are what happens when you murder our people and think there will be no consequences. We are the Thunder Soul, and we are going to teach the Dominion that some lines should never be crossed." The ship dropped out of faster-than-light travel, at the edge of the Kepler system. Immediately, their sensors detected the Dominion patrol fleet, 12 alien ships moving in formation, scanning planets for human settlements to destroy. "Contact the alien fleet," Minho ordered. Petty Officer Kang Minji opened a communication channel. The lead alien ship responded quickly, its captain speaking, in the same cold mechanical voice they had heard at New Busan. "Human vessel, you will surrender immediately. Your species has been marked for extinction. Submit and your death will be quick." Minho stepped forward. When he spoke, his voice carried the anger of every human who had learned about New Busan. "This is Captain Lee Minho of the UES Thundersoul. You murdered 50,000 innocent people. You crossed a line that should never be crossed. Now you face the consequences." The alien captain laughed. "One human ship against 12 Dominion vessels? Your species is even more foolish than we believed. Prepare to join your dead colonists." The alien ships began to move toward the Thundersoul, their weapons charging with deadly energy. They expected an easy victory against one human vessel. They expected the humans to run or beg for mercy. Instead, the Thundersoul began to glow. The alien energy matrices that Dr. Kim Hana had integrated into the ship's hull started to pulse with power. The Thunderstrike cannon, hidden inside the ship's core, began to charge with energy that made space itself bend around the vessel. "All stations, this is the captain," Minho announced to his crew. The aliens wanted to see what humans do when pushed to the edge. Today they get their answer. Today we show them what the Thundersoul can do. The Dominion ships opened fire, first sending beams of energy that could destroy mountains racing toward the human vessel. The Thundersoul's new shields absorbed the attacks like they were gentle rain. The alien technology that humans had captured and improved turned their own weapons into nothing more than light shows. Then the Thundersoul fired back. The Thunderstrike cannon spoke with a voice like breaking planets. The news of the Kepler system battle spread through Dominion space like wildfire. 12 Dominion ships had been destroyed by a single human vessel in less than 10 minutes. The survivors had time to send only one message before they died. The humans have impossible weapons. Supreme War Commander Zethkol read the battle reports in his command chamber aboard the massive dreadnought Void Render. He was ancient even by Dominion standards, having conquered 17 star systems in his long career. Never before had he seen reports like these. "One ship?" he asked his intelligence officer. "One human ship destroyed an entire patrol fleet?" "Yes, Supreme Commander. The energy readings suggest weapons far beyond anything in our databases. The human vessel appears to have integrated our own technology with theirs, but improved it somehow." Zethkol's 4 eyes narrowed. The Dominion had ruled this part of the galaxy for 300 years. They had conquered dozens of species, destroyed countless civilizations. No primitive race had ever posed a real threat to their power. But these humans, they were different. "Send the Crimson Fleet," he ordered. 20 ships, our best captains. Find this human vessel and destroy it. Make an example that will terrify their entire species. The Crimson Fleet was the pride of the Dominion military. 20 warships crewed by veteran soldiers who had never known defeat. Their ships carried weapons that could glass planets and shields that had never been broken. When other species saw the crimson hulls of these vessels, they surrendered immediately. Captain Lee Minho did not surrender. He hunted them. The Thundersoul had spent 3 weeks in the Nebula of Seven Suns, using the cloud of gas and radiation to hide from Dominion sensors. Dr. Kim Hana had used the time to make more improvements to their systems. The ship's alien technology learned from every battle, adapting and growing stronger. "Captain," reported Major Oh Hyunwoo from the fighter bay, "our scouts have detected 3 Crimson Fleet ships approaching the nebula. They are moving in search. Formation." Minho smiled. The aliens were predictable, just as Dr. Lim Soo-young had said. They followed the same tactics their people had used for centuries. They moved in standard formations, scanned in standard patterns, and expected their enemies to fight in standard ways. Humans did not fight in standard ways. "Hyunwoo, launch your fighters, but keep them powered down and drifting. Make them look like debris." "Yes, sir." "Hana, How long until the Thunder Strike cannon is ready? 3 minutes, Captain. The alien energy crystals are fully charged. Minji, are you ready to jam their communications? Petty Officer Kang Minji nodded from her station. Ready, sir. Once I start jamming, they will not be able to call for help or coordinate with each other. The Dominion ships entered the nebula like hunters stalking prey. Their sensors swept back and forth, searching for the human vessel that had embarrassed their entire fleet. The three captains communicated with each other in the ancient Dominion military language, confident that no primitive species could understand their communications. They did not know that Dr. Lim Soo-young had been studying their language for months, Captain, Soo-young reported. The lead ship is ordering the others to spread out. They want to surround us when they find us. Let them, Minho said. The Thunder Soul hung in space like a piece of dead metal, powered down and invisible to alien sensors. Around it, Major Oh Hyun-woo's fighters drifted in the nebula's gas clouds, their pilots waiting for orders. The aliens passed within a few thousand meters of the human forces without detecting anything. Now, Minho whispered. The Thunder Soul came alive like a waking dragon. Its engines flared to full power, its weapons charged, and its shields snapped into place around the hull. The Thunderstrike cannon, loaded with energy that could crack asteroids, aimed at the closest Dominion ship. At the same moment, Oh Hyun-woo's fighters activated their engines and weapons. What the aliens had thought was debris suddenly became a swarm of human attack craft moving like angry hornets. The battle lasted 17 minutes. The first alien ship died before its crew knew they were under attack. The Thunderstrike cannon punched through its shields like they were made of paper, and the alien vessel exploded in a ball of superheated plasma. The second ship tried to run, but Oh Hyun-woo's fighters caught it at the nebula's edge. Human pilots flew their craft with skills that no alien had ever seen before, dancing between enemy shots and returning fire with deadly accuracy. The third ship lasted the longest. Its captain was experienced and brave, and he managed to score several hits on the Thunder Soul's hull. But the ship's adaptive armor learned from each attack, becoming stronger and more resistant with every shot. By the time the alien captain realized he was fighting a vessel that got harder to kill the longer the battle lasted, it was too late. Chief Gunner Nam Woo-jin put the final shot directly through the alien ship's command center. All enemy ships destroyed, reported Lieutenant Commander Choi Dae-ho. No survivors, Minho nodded. Set course for the next Dominion patrol area. We have work to do. For the next month, the Thunder Soul hunted Dominion ships across 3 star systems. Every encounter followed the same pattern. The aliens would detect one human ship and move to attack, expecting an easy victory. Instead, they found death waiting for them in the void. The Thunder Soul fought like no ship in galactic history. It used the nebulae and asteroid fields to hide, striking from ambush and disappearing before enemy reinforcements could arrive. Its weapons adapted to overcome alien defenses. Its armor grew stronger with every battle. Its crew learned to work together like parts of a single deadly machine. But most terrifying of all, the ship learned. The alien technology that humans had captured and improved was teaching the Thunder Soul to be a better predator. Every enemy tactic, every weapon type, every defensive system, the ship analyzed it all and found ways to counter it. Dr. Kim Hana reported the ship's progress to Captain Minho as they prepared for their next ambush. The Thunderstrike cannon is now operating at 15% power and can destroy any Dominion ship with a single shot. The adaptive armor has learned to resist their plasma beams completely, and the AI system is predicting enemy movements with 92% accuracy. What about the crew? Minho asked. Commander Yoon Se-jin answered from her position near the Marine barracks. The crew is working perfectly, sir. 18 battles without a single casualty. The Marines are ready for boarding operations if needed. Minho looked at the tactical display showing their next target, a Dominion supply convoy protected by 4 heavy escorts. A month ago, such a force would have been impossible for any human ship to attack. Now it looked like easy prey. Minji. Any word from the Dominion Fleet Command? Petty Officer Kang Minji checked her communications array. Yes, sir. I intercepted a message from their Supreme War Commander. He is ordering all patrols to return to base and requesting reinforcements from the core worlds. Dr. Lim Soo-young looked up from her xenobiology station. Captain, my analysis of their communication suggests they are starting to panic. They cannot understand how one human ship is destroying their forces so easily. Minho almost felt sorry for them. Almost. Then he remembered the children of New Busan and the feeling passed. They wanted to fight humans, he said. Now they are learning what that really means. Humans do not just build better weapons. We build weapons that get better at killing the longer we use them. We build ships that learn from every battle and become deadlier each time they fight. The Thunder Soul moved toward its next target like a shark sensing blood in the water. Behind it, the wreckage of 19 Dominion ships drifted in the void, monuments to alien arrogance and human ingenuity. Tech specialist Bae Sunho monitored the ship's systems as they prepared for their 20th battle. Captain, the ship's AI wants to try something new. It has been analyzing Dominion fleet tactics and thinks it can predict where their reinforcements will come from. What does it suggest? Instead of hunting individual patrols, we should strike at their main staging area. Hit them where they think they are safe. Minho considered this. The Thunder Soul had proven it could destroy any Dominion ship it encountered, but attacking a major base would mean facing dozens of enemy vessels at once, along with defense platforms and whatever other surprises the aliens might have waiting. On the other hand, humans had always been at their best when the odds were impossible. Set. Course for Dominion Staging Base 7, Minho ordered. It is time to show them that nowhere is safe when humans decide to bring war to your door. The Dominion Supreme War Council gathered an emergency session aboard the massive space station that served as their military headquarters. Representatives from 12 alien species sat around a circular table, their various forms united only by growing fear and confusion. Supreme War Commander Zethkol stood before them, his forearms spread wide in a gesture of frustration. Behind him, holographic displays showed the locations where Dominion ships had been destroyed over the past month. Red markers covered 3 star systems like a plague. 27 ships, he announced. 27 of our finest vessels, destroyed, by a single human warship. Our patrols are afraid to leave port. Our captains are requesting transfers to other sectors. The Crimson Fleet, our most elite forces, have been reduced to scattered wreckage. Council member Vextar, a reptilian creature with scales that changed color with emotion, hissed his displeasure. This is impossible. Humans are a primitive species. Their technology is crude. Their ships are slow and weak. That was our assessment, Zethkol agreed. We were wrong. The holographic display changed to show recordings from the few Dominion ships that had survived encounters with the Thunder Soul. The Council watched in silence as the human vessel moved through space with impossible grace, its weapons tearing through Dominion shields like they were made of cloth. How? Asked Council member Therian, a crystalline being whose voice rang like broken glass. How does one primitive ship destroy our best forces? Dr. Kethril, the Dominion's chief scientist, stepped forward. She was a tall, thin creature with 6 eyes that could see across multiple light spectrums. I have analyzed the wreckage, Supreme Commander. The humans have done something unprecedented. They have taken our technology and improved it. The council chamber erupted in angry voices. Multiple species began arguing at once, their various languages creating a chaos of sound. The idea that a primitive species could improve Dominion technology was insulting to their sense of superiority. Silence, Zethkol roared. When the chamber was quiet, he gestured for Dr. Kethril to continue. The human ship uses our energy matrices, but they have modified them with their own power systems. The result is weapons that are 30% more powerful than our own. Their defensive systems learn and adapt during combat. Their artificial intelligence is more advanced than anything we have developed. Council member Vextar's scales turned, deep red with rage. You are saying that humans are more advanced than us? I am saying that humans are different than us, Kethril replied. We build technology and then use it the same way for centuries. Humans build technology, and then immediately start looking for ways to make it better. They never stop improving, never stop innovating. In 6 months, they have advanced their capabilities more than we have in the last century. Meanwhile, in the Kepler system, Captain Lee Minho was receiving his own intelligence reports. Petty Officer Kang Minji had intercepted Dominion communications that painted a picture of an alien military in crisis. "Captain," she reported, "the Dominion is recalling all patrol fleets to their core systems. They are also requesting additional forces from their allied species." Fleet Captain Shin Yunji appeared on the main screen from her position aboard the human cruiser New Seoul. She commanded the reinforcement fleet that had been secretly built during the past 6 months. "Minho, we have confirmation that more human ships are ready for combat. The Thunder Soul is no longer alone." Minho looked at the tactical display showing the positions of 12 more human vessels. Each one had been built using lessons learned from the Thunder Soul's design. They were smaller than his ship, but they carried the same adaptive technology and learning systems. "How many Dominion ships are we facing now?" he asked. Intel Officer Go Taewon consulted his reports. "At least 200 vessels are converging on this sector. They are bringing everything they have: planet killers, reality-warping dreadnoughts, weapons we have never seen before." Dr. Kim Hana checked her engineering displays. "Captain, the Thunder Soul systems are operating at peak efficiency. We have learned much from our recent battles, but 200 ships is too many for one vessel," Minho agreed. "Good thing we are not planning to fight them alone." The intercom crackled with Admiral Park's voice from Earth. "Thunder Soul, this is Fleet Command. We have intercepted Dominion military communications. They are planning a massive assault on the Sol system. They intend to destroy Earth as punishment for our resistance." The bridge went quiet. Everyone knew what this meant. The aliens were no longer targeting individual colonies or patrol fleets. They were planning to wipe out humanity's homeworld and everyone on it. "How long do we have?" Minho asked. 3 weeks until their main fleet reaches Earth. But Minho, there is something else. Our long-range sensors have detected the Dominion's ultimate weapon. They are bringing something called the World Ender, a ship the size of a moon that can destroy entire planets. Commander Yoon Sejin stepped forward. "Admiral, what are our orders?" "Stop them," Park said simply. "Use whatever means necessary. The Thunder Soul and the new fleet are humanity's best hope. Do not let them reach Earth." Master Chief Ryu Jihye, the most experienced Marine on the ship, spoke from her position near the weapons locker. "Captain, the crew is ready. We have been preparing for this since New Busan. Every human on this ship knows what we are fighting for." Minho looked around at his crew. The people who had turned a single experimental warship into the galaxy's most feared predator. Dr. Kim Hana, who had made alien technology bow to human engineering. Lieutenant Commander Choi Daiho, who could predict enemy movements like he was reading their minds. Tech specialist Bae Sunho, whose computers could outthink alien battle systems. These people had spent months learning to fight with weapons that should not exist, aboard a ship that defied galactic understanding of what was possible. They had taken the anger from New Busan and forged it into something that made the Dominion's greatest warriors flee in terror. "Set course for the staging area," Minho ordered. "Signal the rest of the human fleet to follow us. The aliens want to bring their ultimate weapon to destroy our home. Let us go teach them why that was a mistake." The Thunder Soul turned toward the heart of Dominion space, followed by 12 more human vessels. Behind them, additional ships were launching from secret bases throughout human territory. The aliens had forced humanity to build a war fleet. Now they were going to face it. Dr. Lim Soo-young reviewed her psychological profiles of Dominion species as the fleet traveled toward the coming battle. "Captain, I believe the aliens are fundamentally confused about human nature. They think we are either weak or strong, peaceful or warlike. They do not understand that humans can be both." "Explain," Minho said. "We prefer peace because we are good at war. We avoid conflict because we understand its true cost. But when someone forces us to fight, we become something that the galaxy has never seen before. We become humans who have decided that peace is no longer possible." Tech specialist Bae Sunho looked up from his console. "Captain, The ship's AI has been analyzing Dominion fleet movements. It believes it has found a weakness in their ultimate weapon. What kind of weakness? The World Ender is powerful, but it is old. Ancient technology that has not been updated in thousands of years. It was built to fight enemies who used conventional weapons and tactics. It was never designed to face weapons that adapt and learn during combat. Dr. Kim Hana smiled from her engineering station. Captain, I think I understand what Sunho's AI has discovered. The World Ender is like all Dominion technology, powerful but static. It cannot change or improve itself. But our weapons get better every time we use them. Minho finished. The longer the battle lasts, the stronger we become. Chief Gunner Nam Woojin checked his targeting systems. Captain, the Thunderstrike cannon has been analyzing the energy signatures from Dominion transmissions. It believes it can punch through any shield the World Ender might have. Lieutenant Commander Choi Daeho studied the tactical projections. Sir, even with our advantages, we will be outnumbered 20-1. The odds are exactly what humans prefer, Minho interrupted. We have always done our best, work when everyone expected us to lose. The human fleet dropped out of faster-than-light travel at the edge of the Vortok system, where Dominion forces were gathering for their assault on Earth. What they found there made even veteran soldiers catch their breath. 200 alien warships hung in formation around a vessel that dwarfed them all. The World Ender was indeed the size of a small moon, its hull covered in weapons that could sterilize continents. Energy readings from the massive ship registered power levels that seemed impossible. Captain, whispered Dr. Kim Hana, that thing could destroy our entire fleet with a single shot. Minho looked at the massive alien weapon and thought about Earth. Somewhere behind them, 8 billion humans were going about their daily lives, unaware that their survival depended on what happened in the next few hours. Then we better make sure it does not get the chance to fire, he said. The Battle of Vortok began at 14:30 Galactic Standard Time on a Tuesday. History would remember it as the moment when humanity announced itself to the galaxy as a force that could not be ignored, defeated, or destroyed. Captain Lee Minho stood on the bridge of the Thundersoul and watched 200 alien warships turn toward his small fleet. The World Ender hung behind them like a metallic planet, its surface covered in weapons that could crack moons. Energy readings from the massive vessel made the air itself seem to vibrate with deadly power. Captain, reported Lieutenant Commander Choi Daeho, the Dominion fleet is moving to surround us. The World Ender is charging its primary weapon. How long until it can fire? Minho asked. Dr. Kim Hana checked her instruments. 8 minutes, sir. When it fires, nothing in this system will survive. Admiral Park Ji-won's voice came through the communication system from Earth. Thundersoul, you are authorized to use all available weapons. Show them what humans build when someone threatens our home. Minho looked around at his crew. These people had spent months turning their ship into something that defied galactic understanding of warfare. Dr. Kim Hana had merged human engineering with alien power sources to create weapons that grew stronger with each shot. Tech specialist Bae Soonho had taught their computers to think like humans, while processing information like alien machines. Commander Yoon Se-jin had trained Marines who could fight in zero gravity as easily as on solid ground. All stations, this is the captain, Minho announced. The aliens brought their ultimate weapon to destroy our families. Today, we show them that humans do not have ultimate weapons. We have something better. We have weapons that refuse to accept defeat. The Thundersoul began to glow as its systems came online. The alien energy crystals that powered the ship pulsed with light that could be seen across the star system. 3. Thunderstrike cannon, now operating with technology that had been captured, studied, and improved beyond alien recognition, aimed at the World Ender's massive hull. Fleet Captain Shin Yoonji coordinated the other human ships as they spread into attack formation. Each vessel carried weapons and defenses based on Thundersoul technology, but adapted for different combat roles. Fast attack ships, heavy cruisers, support vessels, all of them working together like parts of a single massive organism. Begin the attack, Minho ordered. What followed was not a battle in any conventional sense. It was a demonstration of what happened when human creativity met alien arrogance. The Thundersoul fired first. Its Thunderstrike cannon sent a beam of energy toward the world ender that bent space around it. The blast hit the massive ship's shields and did something that shocked every alien in the system. It began to adapt. The energy beam learned the frequency of the alien shields and started to change, becoming more powerful and more focused with each passing second. Major Oh Hyun-woo launched his fighter squadrons at the same moment. Human pilots flew their craft, like extensions of their own bodies, weaving between alien ships and striking at weak points that no computer could have calculated. The fighters moved in patterns that seemed random but were actually based on ancient human hunting strategies, adapted for three-dimensional space combat. The Dominion ships tried to respond with conventional tactics. They fired their weapons in coordinated volleys, used their superior numbers to surround human vessels, and relied on the massive firepower that had conquered dozens of worlds. None of it worked. Chief Gunner Nam Woo-jin fired the Thunderstrike cannon again and again, each shot more powerful than the last as the weapon's alien components learned to work better with human targeting systems. Dominion ships that should have been able to withstand planet-killing weapons found their hulls cracking under beams that adapted to overcome their defenses. Petty Officer Kang Min-ji jammed alien communications while simultaneously hacking their computer systems. Human computer viruses, designed by Bae Sun-ho's artificial intelligence, spread through the Dominion fleet like a digital plague. Alien ships found their own weapons turning against them as human programs took control of their systems. Master, Chief Ru Ji-hye led boarding parties onto damaged alien vessels, her marines moving through ship corridors like they had been born in zero gravity. The humans did not just capture enemy ships, they captured their crews alive, learning everything the aliens knew about Dominion military capabilities. But the real shock came when the world ender finally fired its ultimate weapon. The massive ship's main gun was designed to destroy planets. It gathered energy from the cores of dead stars and focused it into a beam that could crack continental plates. When it fired at the Thundersoul, the weapon carried enough power to sterilize entire worlds. The Thundersoul's adaptive shields absorbed the blast completely. Dr. Kim Hana watched her instruments in amazement as the ship's alien-human hybrid technology did something that should have been impossible. Instead of just blocking the world ender's attack, the Thundersoul's shields learned from it. They analyzed the energy patterns, understood the weapon structure, and began to generate the same type of power. "Captain," Hana said, her voice filled with wonder, "the ship is not just defending against their ultimate weapon, it is copying it." The Thundersoul fired back at the world ender with its own planet-killing beam, powered by technology that the ship had learned and improved in real time. The massive alien vessel's shields, designed to protect against conventional weapons, crumbled like paper. Supreme War Commander Zethkol watched from his command ship as humanity's impossible vessel tore through his greatest weapon. The world ender, pride of the Dominion fleet, began to break apart under attacks from its own technology, refined and perfected by human minds. "All ships, retreat," he ordered. "Fall back to the core worlds." But it was too late. The human fleet had spread throughout the system, and their adaptive weapons had learned to counter every Dominion defensive system. Alien ships that tried to flee found their engines failing as human computer viruses took control. Vessels that tried to fight discovered that their weapons were useless against shields that learned from every attack. Intel Officer Go Tae-won intercepted the Dominion retreat order from his position aboard the human cruiser New Seoul. "Captain Minho, the alien fleet is trying to withdraw. Should we let them go?" Minho thought about New Busan. He thought about 50,000 dead colonists who had never hurt anyone. He thought about children who had been murdered to send a message about alien superiority. "Negative," he said. "They came here to destroy our home. They came here to wipe out our species. They do not get to leave when they discover we fight back." The battle continued for 3 more hours. One by one, Dominion ships fell to human weapons that grew more deadly with each passing minute. The Thundersoul moved through the alien fleet like a predator among prey, its systems learning and adapting until no enemy weapon could touch it, and no enemy shield could stop it. When the world ender finally exploded, the energy release was visible from 12 light-years away. The massive ship broke apart in slow motion, its hull splitting along lines of stress that human weapons had carefully carved. Chunks of metal the size of cities drifted away into space, carrying with them the dreams of alien conquest. Supreme, War Commander Zethkol found himself aboard the last surviving Dominion ship, surrounded by human vessels that could have destroyed him at any moment. His communication system crackled with an incoming message from the Thunder Soul. Captain Minho's face appeared on the screen, calm and professional. Supreme Commander, your fleet is destroyed. Your ultimate weapon is debris. Your forces are beaten. I am offering you one chance to surrender. Zethkol looked around at his bridge crew. These were soldiers who had conquered star systems, warriors who had never known defeat. Now they sat in stunned silence, watching sensor readings that showed their entire fleet had been eliminated by 13 human ships. What are your terms? He asked. Simple, Minho replied. The Dominion will withdraw from all human territory. You will provide compensation for the families killed at New Busan, and you will never again attack innocent civilians to make political points. And if we refuse? Minho's expression did not change. Then you will discover what humans do to species that prefer war over peace. Supreme Commander, you tested humanity today. You wanted to see how we would respond to the murder of our people. Congratulations, you passed our test. The question now is whether you are smart enough to learn from the results. Zethkol thought about the world ender reduced to floating scrap metal. He thought about 27 destroyed ships and the crews who would never see their homeworlds again. He thought about reports that described human weapons that became more powerful the longer they were used, and human ships that learned from every battle. Most of all, he thought about the fact that humans had held back during this entire battle. The Thunder Soul and its fleet had destroyed the Dominion's greatest forces while barely taking damage themselves. If this was humanity fighting defensively, what would they be like if they decided to become conquerors? The Dominion accepts your terms, he said. 6 months later, human ships patrolled the space between species as peacekeepers and protectors. The Thunder Soul served as the flagship of the new Galactic Defense Fleet, with former Dominion officers serving